Hey guys, it's Kelsey and I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. So this one is for the Secret Kit Clubs challenge. So Sara scrap set this one. It is her Fairytale challenge based off of Pinocchio. So we needed to use some wood elements and some string elements. So right up my alley. I have to say, I've been staring at these products for a couple days by the time I saw her challenge, and I was really stuck as to how to get going. I kind of knew I wanted this color scheme, I wanted to pull in this leopard print, but I really was missing some key elements to really make me feel like this page could be complete. And thinking about pulling in wood veneer and string or thread really gave me the idea I needed to move forward. So that was nice. It's always frustrating when you want to scrap and you're looking at beautiful products and you're stuck. So very happy to have this challenge. I really wanted to jump right into this Jill kit. This is my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for February, and not be afraid of this animal print. So I was really excited when I saw it in the collection. I think it's a really cool element, but I knew that I thought it would be challenging to use. So I wanted to jump right in and get some on one of the very early pages this month. So I have this photo of Billy. This was when he was still in the Guide Dog Foundation for the Blind. And we went to watch my mom play tennis a lot. Whenever we were home, if my mom had a tennis match, we really wanted to come and watch her. Billy, of course, being a dog, loves watching tennis, loves seeing the ball being tossed around. And it was really good practice for him as a guide dog in training to have to be able to watch this but still listen to me, not get distracted, and all those other things that go along with a guide dog. So it was great all around. We got to cheer on my mom. Billy got some good experience while we were both able to enjoy the nice weather. So that's really where I wanted to draw from. But with the photo being very yellow, black, he's a golden retriever, so all those colors. I really wanted to pull in this yellow from this kit and get this animal print on here. So yeah, that's what I'm rolling with. I pulled in all of the yellow and black embellishments from this collection, as well as all the leopard print or cheetah print or whatever animal print this is for me to play with. I thought I would get more animal print on this page than I did, but once I pulled in this large chunk of vellum to have as my main piece, I didn't really feel like I needed to add any more. So there's still lots of leopard print left over for me to use later this month. But yeah, so since it is vellum, though, it did not pop as well on the yellow as I would have hoped. So I actually backed the vellum on a white piece of scrap paper so that that vellum really popped and you could see the true color. Basically just made the vellum a normal piece of pattern paper, but I really love the texture of it, and I really like being able to see those colors versus having it directly on this yellow background. So that's where I started. I knew I wanted that as my main layer, so I did map my photo in some black, and then I really thought about pulling in this sweet little journaling card that has yellow on it and a few of the other yellow die cuts. So I did fussy cut a few of those cards that I had mentioned I probably would. So the Love You, the zigzaggy yellow, and this yellow heart I did fussy cut from the pocket cards. I knew I would use them way easier that way than in an actual card form. So yeah, I don't think I end up using that yellow heart, but I do get the Jill girl on here. I thought she looked super cute. She was on my color scheme, and since it was me going to watch my mom play tennis and there's lots of other women there, I thought it was still appropriate, even though Billy's a boy and not a human. It's still working, and I put her on a little black label so she had somewhere to stand. And I was thinking about layering one of these acetate florals behind her with some of the acetate hearts. You can also see the acetate row of hearts in the upper right hand corner behind that flower. So I thought about getting all of that on there, but it started to look too cluttered to me. I couldn't get all these different elements to work. I really loved this heart with the label on top of the journaling, but I couldn't find a good way for it to go on the page with having the other elements I had planned on doing. So I took the heart and the label off, removed the floral acetate, and just put this Jill girl directly over the journaling spot between the photo, and I like that so much better. It makes so much more sense to me. I did just pop a little bit of foam on this little circular chipboard, So Loved. I thought that was really cute too, to add to the little Jill cluster. So this is kind of where I'm thinking, but I do get stuck, and at this point I'm like, don't forget about the thread and the wood veneer. That's the whole point of this challenge. So I did pull in my little dish of wood veneer, pulled in a wad of white thread. So I'm trying to think now how I can pull that into this page. But yeah, I get stuck for a minute until I'm like, oh yeah, remember the whole point of the challenge. I did take a branding strip that was a yellow polka dot and cut a little banner out of it to run underneath the Jill girl too. But this is where I kind of take a step back. I had layered all these things on the page right away because they were all so cute, and it got cluttered fast. I kind of had to step back and remove a couple things so I could figure out going forward what I really needed on the page. I am going to gut this vellum just because it's cute and I don't want to use it all on one page. So you can see I'm trying to space out what's going to be covered behind these other layers so I know what I can cut. But there will be a piece of vellum that I will save for future layout. In the back of my mind, I was thinking, hey, you still have those other leopard print things that you're not going to use on this page, so I wanted to have some other leopard print vellum to pull into whatever other page I will be pulling that in on. But yeah, now that that's gutted and saved, I'm going to glue all of these layers down. So it's just going to take me a minute to do that. But I love this. I love that I got a piece of vellum on here right away. There's a lot of vellum that comes in this kit. I was surprised by how many sheets of vellum they gave me. So I'm going to really try hard to get some vellum on every page that I do with the Jill collection. So using this big sheet of the leopard one definitely was a good way to start. But I'm going to get all of this glued down. Here's that banner I'm going to cut from the yellow. Really just trying to stick with more of a monochromatic theme. Probably this whole month, honestly, because I just love the way these colors and these ephemera pieces look together in a monochromatic fashion. I really like how that looks for one cluster, so now I'm trying to figure out where to put my other cluster. I really want to use this fussy cut yellow heart. I think that looks so cute with that black label over it. But I decided to go in a different direction. Again, trying to pull in some wood veneer. I really need to get this thread and wood veneer on the page before I forget, because I really, really like how that inspired me to go on with this page. But yeah, I think at first I'm going to go ahead and get my page trimmed down. You can see I cut from the top of this colored piece of paper instead of the branding strip. So that scallop detail on the bottom technically is the branding strip, but they designed this very cleverly where you could decide to keep the scallop on the page, and I decided to do that this time. So instead I cut from the top of the page to create this 12 by 12 to keep the scallop on the bottom, and I really like that detail. And then now I'm just trying to figure out my second cluster. Again, I'm struggling with trying to figure out a second cluster, and I don't really know why. But here's this really cool material that Jennifer sent me. It's like plastic netting. The back of it is sticky. I forgot what she said that was called. I know my mom used to have it in her scrapbooking supplies a while ago. But yeah, it is super cool, and it just really reminded me of a tennis net. So I thought it would be really cool to incorporate it on this page of us watching tennis because it reminded me of a tennis net, and I thought that was such a cool texture. It's subtle, but it's interesting, and I think it adds a lot of interest to the page having that detail on there. But right now I'm going to go ahead and gut my background. I definitely want to save a huge chunk of this page where my big layer is, so I'll save that for a future layout. And then I think I'm going to do some stitching, so we'll see. But yeah, I needed to save that piece for sure. You do not get very much paper in a Felicity Jane kit. You get like 6 pattern papers and 2 solids, so anything I can gut, I will gut. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these layers down. You can see me just getting that together. But yeah, I love the way that cool netted material looks. I just think that makes a detail on a page that I will really appreciate down the line. So there we go. And then I think I'm going to do stitching soonish. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and glue down the wood veneer. I love these little leaf wood veneer. They came in a set with something else. I can't remember what else was in there, but I think they were so cute. So I wanted to layer those up next to the Jill girl as well. And I think that really helps bring in the warm tones as well. It's very much the color of Billy. So with all this yellow going on, I thought that woodsy natural tone was really nice to have on here too. And then I'm just pulling out a pen. I figured I'd just go ahead and do my journaling in that yellow as well. I don't know if I do that before or after the stitching though. It looks like I'm going to stitch first. So yeah, just taking a ruler. I get asked a lot how wide I do my stitches. I do them 1/4 of an inch apart, but of course that is all personal preference. It really doesn't matter, just so long as you use the same distance between all the stitches if you're wanting it to look uniform. But my specific stitches I usually do 1/4 of an inch apart. So I'm just going to go around this entire layer. Usually I do it right against the pattern paper, but I decided to leave a little bit of a gap, and you can see I fast forwarded. I didn't want you guys to have to watch all of that. But I'm just going to do a back stitch really quick around this entire layer, and I think that's a really nice subtle detail. It adds another layer without having to do paper, if that makes sense. It's a really cool stitched frame pretty much. So I won't make you watch all of this stitching either. I'm kind of just going to get started and then skip ahead to the end so you don't have to sit through it. But I love the way white stitching looks on Felicity Jane, and I just think this frame adds such a cool touch because, again, this page, and in a lot this month probably, the pages will be more simple. I'm really trying to challenge myself and just experiment a little this month with seeing how much I can get out of this kit. I've mentioned on the past couple full Felicity Jane kits I've used, I've gotten 8 pages out of them, which is great because you're given 8 12x12s to begin with. But I really was curious to see how far I could stretch it with pulling in 6x6 papers from their Black Friday sale, pulling in these vellum sheets and using them as paper. So yeah, you'll see a couple of these pages, probably especially in the beginning of the month, will be a little bit more simple because I am trying to use the supplies, but not, like, I'm trying to savor it a little bit. So you might see what happened last time I used a Felicity Jane kit, and by the time we do the layout share at the end of the month, I go back and add a couple things. But I want to start out a little bit conservative with my supplies because I am planning on trying to beat 8 pages. So you can see I'm adding my title with that puffy sticker that comes in the collection. I'm just calling it Best Boy because Billy is. I did also do my journaling in that yellow. It said Billy is always such a good boy when we cheer on Mom at her tennis matches. It's nice to get outside when it feels so good, and it is great practice for Billy. And then I dated it. So yeah, I'm going to get these wood veneers trickling up from the title, and I think that's pretty much it. I keep this one pretty simple. You can see how in the beginning of this layout I wanted to use all of the things, but I kind of pulled back because I'm like, don't use all the yellow things on the first layout because you're going to want yellow things on other pages too. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm starting. Again, simple, but I really like it. I think it's really cool. I loved this challenge in getting the thread and the wood veneer. I think that just makes this layout. So thank you so much, Sarah. Here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.